to Games with Grant, with me, Grant Burton. I am yet again in Disco Elysium. The body has finally been investigated, and now it is off towards the morgue, leaving me all on my own to solve this case and do whatever the hell else I need to do. Right. First things first, I've got things I want to sell at the pawn shop. Just get that out the way so I know for a fact I've got enough money to pay for my room for the night. This is my second stream of the day. If you've missed the first one, you can catch it on the Twitch VODs, and I believe it's up now on my YouTube channel, Games with Grant, along with all of my playthrough with Disco Elysium if you've missed any of it.
Hello again. How can I help you?
Well, that's just stupid. I can't even navigate my menu without... Right. I'm gonna keep that rifle because that, for some reason, I've got a feeling that could be useful later on. But yes, this is my second stream of the day, and because of that, this one could be a shorter one. But now I'm going to go and speak to... What's that? That wasn't there before, was it? I'm going to speak to the guy around here, because I got a picture of him earlier. And find out a bit about it.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Renee, I found your guard booth.
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
You must have seen something on the night of the murder. Your booth looks right into the yard.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Hold on, why are you on leave? That seems very coincidental.
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, seek it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. It's nothing. Just got to cut back on coffee.
It's his heart.
So who was working your shift that night?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
The container yard has been unguarded for a week?
Yes. It's not actually an issue. I mean...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Mostly decorative. What does that mean?
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Right, Everard gets it. Big guys looking after the small and everyone working together. I love it. Such dependency only weakens a man further. Do or die, there is no middle ground. Renier's but one man. We need a program. Get all the elderly back in the job market. Keep folks motivated. Renier should rent out his services, invest the profit, get a few more guys, expand and repeat. Wage work is a dead end. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Terror Collection. It's my side thing too.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
I saw a picture in there. You in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl?
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Got it. Thanks.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
I saw the statue of Philip III near the roundabout.
Ah, yes. King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
How should a true king rule?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Seems to me a leader should take care of himself, of his people before himself.
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
What was that about cocaine?
Oh, old Philip was a big fan of the purple nose candy the nobility loved so much. A cocaine connoisseur of sorts. His egocentricity is borderline legendary.
You can't even take the responsibility for yourself. How could you fathom the responsibility weighing on the shoulders of a ruler? That's why the Philippian kings use cocaine, for clarity of vision, to aid in their work. Regnum cocainum, Revachol's finest years.
They use cocaine for clarity of vision.
Philip III was even brought into this world with the help of cocaine. The court made him administer the dose to his mother when she was in labor, and it is well known that with the help of cocaine, only the purest, of course, he was able to connect with higher realms.
Sure, that's what happened.
Higher realms. Of course, it all makes sense. He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
What was that about higher realms? Sounds interesting.
It's really not. Please, do spare us the cocaine fairy tales.
Let's talk about something
Right.
else. Right, I'm not going to try that.
Hey. Psst. Psst. Hey, you. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Nope. Not going to start building communism. That's not something I go for.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes.
Right. Who's this? A good one?
Yes? Hello?
Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Good, good.
It is.
I'm a
I
policeman.
know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Maybe your husband is missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be then?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
I could totally help you find your missing husband. Suit yourself then, I don't really care if your husband is missing. Maybe you're right, maybe he...
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
It's okay.
What?
It's alright to not know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your children are missing.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so where are
Are
they?
you a policeman or a nanny?
I police whatever I want. Where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance.
Okay, great. Just making sure.
I see.
Maybe,
Thanks.
maybe your cockatoo is missing. Right. That might be a stab in the dark, maybe.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
Ma'am, I was asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
It's a trap. Never ever say what.
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
Alright, cockatoo not missing. I just wanted to make
Great.
sure. Just one more question. What did you mean by me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Thanks for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she's spent a lot of time at work smoking. Right, so now I've picked up another seemingly pointless task of looking for a book about cockatoos. You know, when you talk to someone and then you immediately regret it. As if I didn't have enough to do. I don't know how many days this game goes on for. If maybe it just goes on until you solve all the cases, I don't know.
What have you found? And
I'm
also, do buy the books. There may be teachings in them.
I'm looking for a book about cockatoos.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
Right. Where's the shelf on biographies then? What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeeper?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
flip through the pages, turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioural problems.
You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
Right, what exactly does the objective say? The working class woman said that you're a bit of a cockatoo. What if it's true? Go read up on cockatoos in the bookstore. Maybe you'll discover something new about yourself as well. Alright, I've got some extra money, so why not? I'll just manage to afford it.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
Alright, where's this cockatoo book? A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest found on the Simonine Islands and in southern Fassalamere, known for their intelligence and general precociousness. Cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture, however, they often exhibit various behavioural issues. This book tells all about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colourfully illustrated. What problems do the birds have? Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up. I can add that it would be nice to have someone to talk to when feeling lonely. Who would ever want a chatty companion? Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness and hostility as recurrent issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers or become aggressive. If it's not recommended to get a cockatoo and give them full care, then they need the... I'm just skimming through all this. I don't really care about cockatoos, if I'm honest. You're right, cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels.
Ouch. That must hurt. Not great for the neighbours.
Funeral cockatoos. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, relates to its dark and somber plumage. The bird also looks as if dressed for a funeral.
Ooh.
Major majestic cockatoo. Most impressive of all the species, endangered and described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-coloured wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold and beautiful species. And the Bang Bang cockatoo. Oh. Despite its banging name, the Bang Bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in all Simonese forests as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Mainly grey and white, the Simonese nature Bang Bang is thought to be onomatopoeic origins. Which one am I? The grey and common Bang Bang. Owning the funeral cockatoo in this darkness? No. Isn't that obvious? Major majestic, here I come. You're right, you're majestic and bold, embodied. This big beautiful bird belongs on a heraldry. Right, so there's the cockatoo mission done. I really need a map. How much do these maps cost?
Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinaise.
90 cents. The thing is, I can't guarantee I will find money to make up for that 90 cents because I do need the 20 real by the end of the day. I'll get
Always
it anyway.
good to be informed of your surroundings.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinaise, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Cypar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North. Finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself.
Right, so I should have a map now. There we go. It's not what I thought it looked like. Right, so I haven't been anywhere near the fisherman shacks or the church. There's a whole other side of the island which I haven't explored. So there's a net. So if I speak to a net,
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
what are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
We've met before.
Yes, I used to stand out there all the time, before Mother told me to focus on my homework. You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, apologising to everyone. I don't really understand what you've done wrong.
Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
What do you mean better? I look... right.
Yeah, but you don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Good thing she didn't say party eyes loud. Her mother's nearby. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy. Oh baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin
I
with?
didn't know I had to do that.
Thanks, I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Okay, bye, see you around. Okay, let's see the map again. Damage ledger, I can do that at any point, it seems. Right, these are all the things I can actually interact with. All of the remaining things. So measure head, I can do that. Kuno, map wall. Alright, let's look at the journal.
You can do it. Oh yeah, this is what I was made for. A pop quiz is a short, dolorous day. Dolores.
This is not the book I was meant to
Steer
read.
clear of this one. There's something terrible about this one.
Is there no way I can just... right.
Steer clear of this one. A strange sensation of loss. Easy. Everybody knows. Got it under control. No problem. Solid on this one. It's widespread historical. got it. Honest. Oh yes, yes. Of course, zero doubts. You would have done better if you just...
Right, not the book I wanted to read. Greatest Innocence, where's the... There, that's what I
It's
wanted.
the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal. Yes, at last, you find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB 41, date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Wait, HDB41? Weren't those officer precincts?
Why yes, your precinct number is 41. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. Harry Dubois. H still feels like there's something missing from that.
Right, let's see. The unsolved square bullet hole murders, murder at the hookah parlor. Right, the Next World Mural.
This one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. Cause of failure, rent too high. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible, only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the bell lecturers have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the Next World Mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it?
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Alright, well, read on anyway. Sounds like it's unsolved.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between 2 options.
A. Remove the mural, it is wrong.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
Right, all remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. The middle class are now to be blamed. I like it, but can't we wreak havoc on other nations instead? I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing because I don't believe in that rubbish one bit.
No one cares what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger. What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
The unsolvable case.
AKA Leslie and Burke. AKA the public indecency drunk and the property damage drunk is a cursed case. It has been passed from unsuspecting officer to unsuspecting officer for 10 years. On January 29, the unsolvable case made its way to you. Why you accepted it, it is unclear. Every officer, and indeed most civilians in Jamrock, know it's unsolvable. Leslie will always take his pants off when he's drunk. Burke will always trash everything. It's just what they do. It is their nature. You cannot change the nature of a man, and you can't lock them away because public indecency and small-scale property damage are not punishable by incarceration. The only way for Leslie to stop flashing his genitals to bypassers and for Burke to stop dismantling signage and rear-view mirrors would be for them to stop drinking alcohol, which, in their 40s or 50s, it's hard to tell because of their distorted features, is a medical improbability on par with you ceasing to produce the expression.
Couldn't we just keep them off the streets?
You would think that, but you're wrong. Where's the fun in exposing your genitals or breaking stuff in your own home? No, Leslie and Burke are on the corner of Main Street and Perdition, because that's where the action is. Can you keep yourself off the streets? Threatening fines, dragging them to the station, locking them up in the hellholes they live in, locking them up in the station, hypnotherapy, even trying to get the local gang of Zemyaki to take them out. The Zemyaki gave them ethanol, so Burke and Leslie would expose and rampage even harder. You tried it all, and still the complaints wouldn't stop, as they hadn't stopped for 10 years. It's plain to see from the files that you, Satellite Officer JV, and Special Consultant TH had more important cases to attend to. You uncover cross-reference to several ongoing investigations, each brought to a standstill every time you drive down Main Street, because there they are, on the corner of Perdition. And what is Leslie doing? Good, you're learning. If the files are to be trusted, that's all there is to it. That and Burke breaking things, and the fact that they're both drunk. But then again, so are you. The case becomes considerably less comic one day when Burke takes a swing at your ledger. He must have it confused with the property he likes to damage. But the joke's on him. The officer is also drunk. Way more drunk than Burke there. And let's be fair, you also have party eyes. You slam the hardened plastic board in his face, then proceed to beat him unconscious with it. In the process, the ledger sustains damage. The compartment within, reserved for permeable documents, is jammed shut. You stop your assault on the now unconscious Burke to open it, but are unable to do so. The officer began to cry, reports Leslie, who, at this point, is tending to Burke.
This is a lot longer than I thought it would be. I'm not going to read all of these.
He came at us, and at us. I think he was trying to kill Burko. While trying to kill Burko, you slowly come around. The permeables compartment is open. You've smashed it open on poor Burko's kneecaps. The good news is, Burke can't walk anymore. Can't get out of his apartment, an invalid. With Burke to tend to, Leslie cuts back on the indecent exposure. Maybe he flashes his genitals to Burke, who knows, but both drunks are off the street. The complaints stop. The unsolvable case is solved. Which is also why the officer responsible narrowly escapes a disciplinary hearing. The end. Do you want to read another one?
No, not right now.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard. Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stamped, you don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Not much has changed in the meanwhile. Without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. Inside, you see 2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard. The words just crossed your mind somehow. You see 2 ticket stubs and a handmade card. It's slightly, ever so slightly, difficult to breathe once you've done so. The drawer is locked. Blue ink drips from the white pages in your hand. The acidic stench of rotting food has rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. You know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete, or Axel, or something. At some point in its journey, the ledger has seen the inside of a public toilet. If you knew it was dunked in the toilet before getting chucked into the trash, why are you sniffing it?
Good point.
So you wanted to get in on the trash toilet stink collab. Find out what happens when those two get funky together? Okay, pal.
This is getting weird and hostile. Sorry, nose, let's just move on.
Your nose is somewhere between grateful and resentful.
Right. I can level up something now. What's low? Savoir is low. Electrochemistry. Volition. High level makes you hyper sane. When you're about to get funky, it keeps you normal. I'll do that then. Right, let's... oh, what's this now? A new objective? No. Right, sing karaoke. Can't do that, I need to look for the song. Keep searching for the caller and kind of sort of doing that in the background. Can go speak to Joyce, so that's a lot of talking and that could be a bit boring. That's something to do in the background. Still looking for my badge, still looking for my gun. Still trying to figure out how to get into there. Still trying to figure out how to get up the chimney. Can't speak to Joyce about that yet because I need my badge. Not sure if I want to do that. That's not available till tomorrow. Gotta collect some more cash. Right, I need to call the station, but I can't do that because he drove off with the car now, so I can't, yeah. Find Morel, but he's on the other side of the thing, so I can't do that till tomorrow. Can't do that till tomorrow. And ask around about the tattoos. So yeah, it looks like it's just ask around about stuff. Right, and it's snowing quite a bit now. Let's see. So Joyce is up this way. I might just go speak to her, get that out of the way. Although there is a lot of it. Oh, never went up there, did I?
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked. The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response. The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Hold on, who am I speaking to?
It don't matter who I am. Now, go on, get out of here.
I can't tell if in the picture she's holding a broom or if she's holding a gun.
From within comes the faint sound of a broom sweeping
It's a
across
broom.
the concrete floor.
This is the police. Open the door.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
But I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building. Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
Backyard door? There must be another entrance to the east.
Okay then.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I've talked to Everett
You
Clare.
have. And how did you like Mr. Clare?
I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth. Of course, I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a Verm myself. But if you felt like passing some information, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Oh. That's so helpful of him. So very, very helpful. And how is that going? Do you have any leads on that gun?
Mr. Everett says it's almost ready to be found soon. What the hell does that mean? How can you find something soon? That... okay.
Yes. As you said. Your gun, yes. Do you want to talk about something else now?
He seems to be in some sort of loop. Well, that's not good. Looks fine over here. You sure it's not some sort of glandular problem?
What is happening?
Yeah, this is getting a bit weird.
No, it's not that. It's... I have no idea. This is bad. Of all the things to be stuck looping, this has got to be one of the most witless.
Sweetheart, please stop repeating that now.
This is going to be hard to recover from.
Please.
How do we get out of here?
Yes, Mr. Everett. This gossiping idea was terrible on my part. I take it back.
The woman scans her surroundings, as though a neurologist might magically appear.
Do you want me to take you to a hospital, sir?
You think we should turn him off and back on again? Yeah, we need to pull the plug. There's nothing else to do. Are you not afraid it'll kill him? Physically, he should be fine. Or at least no worse than usual. What if he forgets everything again? Okay, I'm gonna do it. Hold on.
Detective! Is everything all right in there?
What happened? Yeah, they better damn well explain what happened there, because it sounds like maybe I've had some sort of stroke or something. I don't know.
I'm not sure exactly, but you seem to be caught in some sort of loop. Never mind the details. We've wasted enough time as it is. What matters is that you seem to have got out of it. Now, please ask me something else before it happens again. Something that, preferably, doesn't include the words Mr. or Everett. Of course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Anything about these tattoos?
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos?
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
More lessons in basic reality? My favourite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time. The revolution.
Ha! And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out? Who got shot in the head? Who gets the mineral rights? When was this kerfuffle?
Turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Grad Isla, though by the end nearly the whole world had gotten involved. It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Marzolf came along and overthrew the government.
What did this Saraf do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really?
Of course not. It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Marzolf's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Yeah, well, our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune. Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eslary communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Time flies.
What have you been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. '08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
Were they?
No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Would you say it was a bunch who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
Did the communists and anarchists shoot back?
Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
That's a tragedy.
Yes. The Red Deluge. The Insulindian Deluge, they call it.
Anyone else get shot in the head? On the opposite side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Smart king.
Yes. King Guillaume had a nose for bad PR. He ran before it. What is the expression? Went down? Anyway, Gil got out alive and his nephew Fricelle got shot in his place. Him and tens of thousands of his wonderfully fascist kingsmen. It was a wild time.
Would you say it was a bunch of apes duking it out?
Why, of course. We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing intraspecies warfare.
And were the apes evil?
No. I would say the apes were neutral.
Okay, neutral.
On the other hand,
who got the mineral rights?
the liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
We. She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
But you just said the liberals took
The liberals
everything.
took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground. The ocean, the laws, and the people. The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay. The armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Moralists.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
If always picking the option that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yes, I am, and also not. Not just technically, practically. For a moment, there was hope.
A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, I mean.
Which side was Wild Pine's group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They got lucky.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
Would you have sided with the king?
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
I asked you. Who are you in all
And
this?
I asked you, past-less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
I would have sought medical solution. I would have killed more. I would have positioned myself very precisely. I would have made it out with the minute. I don't know.
And you would have died, most likely. Not far from here. Maybe even right here, during the beachhead, defending the coast the day the Coalition took the city.
Probably.
No, almost certainly. The Commune would have forced you. Such was the fate of the undecided.
That's enough about
They
the
are
times.
what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
What is this acute encephalopathy?
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective. In case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
I know you've got a lot riding on me. I won't let you down. What causes encephalopathy?
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
Oh, it's probably from surgery then.
She nods slowly.
Alright, 42% chance. I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor, a devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
She raises the corner of her mouth, smirking, revealing a canine.
Dios mío, unliberal.
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. I can see you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist, no? Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
In her green eyes you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
A fitting punishment, to be forgotten, if not forgiven. Save a prayer for us in our chateaus on Ozon and in Stella Maris. When the dust settled, the Liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something differently?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the Coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake.
She realizes her small, cold fists are clenched. She loosens them.
Then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're no dummy yourself.
No, or intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
A smart boy getting smarter, one basic term of reality at a time.
You're a patriot?
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Right. I had a feeling that would go on for a while. She does like to talk, and apparently I've got lots of questions. Right, that's that leveled up. Right, and with that, I am going to bring an end to this stream today because I've been streaming quite a bit today. So, if you've missed any of my streams, go over to my YouTube channel, Games with Grant, to catch up on all of them. Or you can watch the Twitch VODs, whichever you would prefer. If you go to Games with Grant though, please subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the better off my channel will do, and the more content I can make. Why not as well go to my Film and TV YouTube channel, which is just my name, Grant Burton, on YouTube. That's for film and TV content.
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Case solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
And of course you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @the_Grant Burton if you want. Otherwise, follow me here on Twitch if you're watching live, subscribe to me on YouTube, and yeah, go and do all of that and give me support if you really want. I do appreciate it. Until next time, no, this has been Disco Elysium and my stream of Games with Grant for today. Thanks for watching.